Hey, what's up? What's going on? It's your girl Mary Jane. Please like, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It'll be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my people. So, anyways, let's get into it. Game of Thrones, Season 7, Episode 2, Stormborn. Well, this was a good episode. It was a great episode. Everything is moving really fast and really quick. So, let's just talk about some of the interesting stuff. What was interesting was, we get to see the wolf and Arya together. And, the wolf knew it was Arya, but Arya wasn't Arya because remember, Arya had to die. She had to leave her old self behind and become, when she was training to be the faceless god, the many faced god or whatever. And so when she seen the wolf, that he didn't attack her because he can still sense it was Arya, but it wasn't her. Because just like when Arya was at the restaurant eating or whatever they call that place, and the young man said to her, you're different, you're not the same, you changed, you're so different. And it was like, Arya, she's not the same anymore. She's different. She can fight. She's a soldier. She can, kill you, take your face, take on you, and then kill you, then kill somebody else. And just like she killed, the dude House of the Frey. It's just like, wow. When Arya says that, oh, it's not you, was she literally saying that it wasn't, her wolf? Or it's not the wolf, it's her, because she's not the same anymore. The old Arya is gone. The old me is dead and gone. You know what I mean? So it's like, that was such a great moment. And like, she's like, come with me back to the north. Come with me back to the north. And the wolf just, stopped. And he looked at her and everything. And then he just turned around and left. So does that mean the wolf is now going to be watching over Arya? You know what I mean? Is the wolf going to be there watching over her, or is she really just dead and gone? It's like she's not the old Arya. And was that a sign that Arya is not going to the north? That she's not going to see Jon Snow because he's going to see Daenerys. But, at least she gets to go to the north and see her sister, which is in charge now. So it's just like, damn, when you think that Arya is finally going to see Jon Snow, it doesn't happen. And it's not a good thing at all. So it was just like, she was just like, it's not you. Or, she was like, it's not you. But did she mean literally that it wasn't her, or it wasn't her wolf? So it almost seems like, she's not going to the north. She's going to continue her plan to go kill the queen. That's what it seems like. She's going to go continue her plan to kill the queen. But I do hope she stops by at the north. And let's talk about who was so pathetic. Theon Greyjoy was so pathetic, so tragic. A coward dies 1,000 times. Theon Greyjoy died 1,000 times. Could you imagine that he jumped into the water instead of saving his sister? What a coward. Just a minute ago, he was trying to protect his sister in the bottom of the boat. But no. He jumps into the water. So he rather freeze to death in the water and float on like an idiot. Oh my God, he's so pathetic. Remember when Theon Greyjoy was somebody? He was a good fighter. He was a good warrior. Not anymore. And then we got to say rest in peace to the 2 out of 3 snake ladies. They won't be missed. They're gone. And so... And so why was there a sex scene with Grey Worm? Why? Isn't he like castrated? He's castrated. Varys is castrated. Only person that had a penis when it was Daenerys and, Grey Worm and Tyrion and Varys. Tyrion's the only one with a penis. He's the only one that got a penis. And it was so good to see, Daenerys, challenging Varys. And Varys was like, I follow the people. I follow the people. I go where the people want me to go. And if the people doesn't want the king or the queen anymore, that's where I go. That's where my loyalties lie. And your father was he was awful. He was the worst person ever to serve under. The Mad King, oh my God, he was like horrific. And Varys is like, and the rest of the kings under that was bad to serve under, but I follow the people. And right now, the people believe in you, Daenerys. I'm going to follow you. And so she was like, and he was like, I don't know if you want just a loyal follower that will follow you blindly, but I'm not going to follow you blindly. If so, kill me now. Varys got a lot of nerves. He got some balls under them balls he don't have. And so then you have Daenerys. Daenerys says, if you ever betray me, I'll burn you to death. And he goes, I expect nothing else from a dragon girl. And then you get Jorah. Sam is possibly gonna heal him. That was so nasty and disgusting with all the scales on Jorah. Oh my God. But Sam and him build the relationship because Sam is gonna help him get back because Jorah's people is from the Night's Watch, and Jorah I think Sam took care of Jorah's father right when he died. He was right there when he died. You know what I mean? So he felt it was his duty and his honor to take care of Jorah, because, Jorah is going to go back to Daenerys. I know he's going to heal, and Sam is a very smart and brave guy. You got to remember, he killed White Walkers. So even though he's nerdy, he's bookish, he can fight, and he does his thing. So, when he was peeling all that stuff off of Jorah, and all that stuff was so nasty and disgusting. That scale, it was like burnt rib, burnt chicken with honey on top and syruped, fried. Oh, it was so disgusting. And then they cut right to people eating, and I thought, it almost looked like the chicken or the soup that they were eating was like guts blushing, like gut just coming out. But it was somebody, it was so nasty. And so then we have, Lady Tyrell, the queen or whatever. She is telling Daenerys to be a drag. You're a dragon. Be a dragon. Fight. Be vicious. Be victorious. Don't hold back. Don't listen to. You got very smart men around you. Tyrion, he's smart. He's wise. He's brilliant. And she goes, I had smart men around me. I had brilliant men around me. And guess what? They're all dead, and I'm still here. So yeah, Margaret Tyrell, daughter, and her granddaughter, got killed. So Lady Tyrell was like, come on, you got dragons, use them. Like, that's what I be saying. Use them dragons, train them dragons, and take over. Stop playing games. And Tyrion, he's great to have next to you. Varys is great to have, but I really believe Daenerys needs to have, her number one fan back. Even though he got gray skin, Jorah needs to be back with Daenerys because he can really lead her. He knows the ins and outs, and plus, he's also Jorah Mormont. He's also very cool with Varys, and they can really work together with helping Daenerys. But Daenerys, Dany, she's going this way, she's going that way, but she's kind of feeling herself. But she was just feeling like being back where she was. She thought it was going to be great. It was going to be wonderful, and it wasn't. It was dim. And then we get the turn of the fire lady. The red lady comes. She's back. She comes in and she enters and she's there. And she's just like, I want to, send a message to you, Daenerys, about Jon Snow. We could talk about all the other stuff, like, to be the queen of the seven houses, and all that other stuff. But just to her to say about Jon Snow, and she needs to meet up with Jon Snow and talk to Jon Snow, and he's the king of the North. And so, the red lady, the fire lady, they was throwing cracks at her, talking about, oh, we don't talk to fire. We don't see, images and fires and stuff. We don't see, we don't read fire and all that stuff. Tyrion was like, I can't really imagine about, understanding what fire says in the message or the delusions. So the Varys was dissing her, talking about, somebody kind of crazy, delusional from the Fire Lady or whatever. But when she said Jon Snow was so good, Tyrion was there to stick up for Jon Snow, to say, Jon Snow is a good guy. Jon Snow's this, and for him to be king of the North, that's amazing, because he was the child of a bastard. He was slave. He was captured. He was on, he was on the wall. You know what I mean? So that was so good for that to happen, and also for Daenerys to send the message through the Raven to Jon Snow. It's just like Jon Snow needs to get with Bran too, and Bran needs to hook up with the Fire Lady, and the Hound needs to hook up to see what type of messages they gonna get from the fires. What kind of images are they gonna get? And then, when Jon Snow does go there to see Daenerys, is she going to be able to tell that he's half Targaryen? Or is the Red Lady going to let her know that he's half Targaryen? And is Bran going to ever get to tell Jon Snow that he's half Targaryen? You know what I mean? And then what if Jon Snow is able to deal with the dragons? Daenerys needs to be working with some dragons 24/7, 7 days a week, because when you seen Cersei go to the bottom of the kingdom where she's at, you see how huge that freaking dragon was? That dragon was huge. Oh my God. So anyways, I don't know if it's because the CGI costs too much or whatever, but I want to see more dragons. And so you get Cersei. She's like Fox News, spreading lies, talking about Daenerys. She'll kill people. She kills this person. She's worse than, the Mad King. And she's coming back from revenge. And she's going to kill all you, slave your wife, rape your women. I mean, just spewing craziness as she does. Just sitting there, just lying. Anybody that follows her is just crazy. I would never follow her. So, but it almost seems like, Tyrion is not really want to hurt his sister as well. So I wonder, when they get to Cersei, is Tyrion gonna have a change of heart or something? Or is Jaime going to be able to change Tyrion's heart towards hurting, Cersei? And, Jon Snow is trying to get to, the Raven came, and Jon Snow is trying to, go over there and see what's going on with Daenerys, because then Jon Snow gets the Raven from his best friend, is Sam, to let him know that, the glass is there to fight the White Walkers. It's over there where Daenerys is at. So now this is a message to Jon. Jon's like, I gotta get there to Daenerys. So at least that plot is going forward, where he actually get to meet Daenerys. I don't know if they might see any kinship or anything, or at the time of their meeting, or does Varys know that Jon Snow is also part Targaryen, and is Jon Snow going to get a chance to see the dragons, and will he be able to control any of the dragons or do fire with the dragons or whatever, because Jon Snow died and came back with the Red Lady, so, and it was fire used. So is Jon Snow going to be able to be around the dragons without the dragons burning him or anything? And so Cersei's going to be happy, because now she has the Snake Lady, the mother, she has her now. And who else does she have? And then she has Theon Greyjoy's sister, and so he's gonna bring that prize back to Cersei. You know what I mean? Because he said he's gonna bring her a gift back, so he's gonna bring back 2 of her traitors. And so is Cersei gonna actually marry homeboy? You know what I mean? Is she gonna marry Greyjoy? And then how is that going to interfere with Jaime? Because I know Jaime's trying to plot and help and get people on their team or whatever. It almost seems like he kind of wants to stand next to Cersei, but then he kind of doesn't, and he's trying to make excuses for Cersei, just saying Cersei, she's revengeful because she lost her kids. So we know next episode Cersei is going to be so happy, because now she got the mother that killed her daughter and all that other good stuff. So Cersei is going to be boasting, talking mad shit. But, is she going to marry, that Greyjoy guy, the king of the sea, the king of the ships or whatever? Is she going to marry him? or is he going to get close to her where it's going to really cause conflict between Cersei and Jaime? Because, you know, Jaime and Cersei get their thing and they get their groove on. But would Jaime walk away from this situation or not? Will Jaime actually, like, leave Cersei's side if she marries this dude? And, you know, Cersei's going to do whatever the hell she wants to do when she wants to do it. So maybe Cersei might not marry him right away, but she will marry him. And Cersei has mad enemies. Everybody wants that bitch dead. And so when Jon Snow was trying to bounce to go to see, you know, Daenerys or whatever, everybody was like, no, don't go. His sister jumped up again, and they were supposed to have conversations privately between each other, and now out in public there are political differences. But yeah, Cersei, Sansa, she jumps up again and said, no, you shouldn't leave, it could be a setup. So Sansa Stark is like in her glory, you know, saying what she needs to say about Jon Snow. But Jon Snow says he's going and he's taking Stannis with him. There's something that he needs to do because, you know, the glass is there to kill, the stuff is there to kill the dragons or whatever. So he needs to get there and tell Daenerys and let her know about the White Walkers. And hopefully she does believe him. But we know, I don't know if Varys knows anything about the White Walkers, but hopefully the Red Lady's there and can verify Jon's, you know, Snow's story. And probably the Hound is going to show up and verify that there are White Walkers, because Jon Snow don't really care about the 7 kingdoms and all that bullshit. Like, he told him, you guys chose me to be your king. I really didn't want to be your king, but we need an army. We need help to fight these White Walkers. He's the only one that's focused on the White Walkers. So that means these White Walkers and their army are going to be vicious. And, you know, as soon as Jon Snow said, you know, Sansa, I'm going to leave you in charge. You're going to be in charge of the North. And you can see Littlefinger in the corner like, yes, he's getting closest to his dream. He's getting closer and closer to his dream of what he wants as the North and Cersei. And then hopefully he can get onto King's Landing too as well. That's what, you know, I believe Littlefinger wants. And so then Littlefinger is downstairs in the basement. He's in the bottom of the castle, whatever, with Jon Snow, talking about, I loved your mother, I liked your father. When he betrayed Jon Snow's father, and he betrayed Jon Snow's mother, and also put Sansa with that crazy Ramsay dude, you know what I mean? And so he was like, and I love your sister. And Jon Snow said, I'll kill you myself. I'll kill you with one hand, had him up against the wall. But we know Littlefinger's not going to let that go. It's revenge. Littlefinger's going to find a way to maneuver his way to try to destroy Jon Snow and hurt Jon Snow. Because I don't know how long Jon Snow is going to be over there visiting Daenerys. But if he's over there long enough, Littlefinger will make a plan to marry Sansa and hopefully try to be the king of the North. Because so hopefully Jon Snow is not over there with Daenerys forever and ever and ever, you know what I mean? Because it doesn't take Littlefinger no time to take over. So I wonder I wonder if they're gonna let, you know, Varys and Tyrion know that Littlefinger's over there in the North, and what they're gonna say about it. I know they're gonna warn him. They're gonna warn Jon Snow about, you know, Littlefinger. But, you know, regardless, Littlefinger and Varys has a good relationship of just doing their thing and staying clear of war and staying out of trouble and being on the strongest team and on the strongest side. So we'll see where that goes. It was just like Littlefinger was so excited to be over there, to hear that Cersei's in charge, and Sansa's all smiling. She's all happy. Oh, you want to go? And I'm in charge? Oh, see you later, Jon Snow. Bye-bye. So it also tells you that she's ready and hunger for power. And is power going to be able to take her off the plan of supporting and helping Jon Snow? Because it seems like she wants power, because she understands that when you do have power, like Cersei has power, that people can't really fuck with you. And, you know, Sansa don't want to be fucked fucked with no more. She doesn't want to be a slave anymore. She don't want to be raped anymore, held captive anymore. And the only way she knows how to stay from that, to stay from being a victim, is to be in charge, is to be a queen, is to be a head of something. And so you could see how she was like, I'm in charge? Oh yeah, see you later. And Littlefinger senses that too. So are they going to come together with a plan to undermine Jon Snow? Because they still not worried about the White Walkers. They just worried about these fucking castles and shit. So Jaro, Mata, I would get his rank. So Jaro, he needs to be back. He needs to be with Daenerys to help Daenerys fight. And plus Daenerys trusts Jaro so much. Joro so much. She trusts him more than she trusts anybody, because everybody around her is practically brand new, except for what's his name? What is his name again? His name was on the top of my tongue. Except for, Grey Worm. Grey Worm's been hurt to the beginning. Why did they have a sex scene with Grey Worm, knowing that he's castrated, that he doesn't have anything down there? Like, come on, just too much. Like, team too much. So we'll see what happens. I thought they was gonna show us what Grey Worm, downstairs look like. So it seems like it's coming together. It's coming together, and it's coming together quick and fast. And so we'll see what's going to happen with these dragons, and if they're going to find out if Jon Snow is Targaryen. That'll be really good to know that. And then is Arya going to head to the north, or she's going to keep continuing to go to, King's Landing, because she wants to kill Cersei. So we'll see how that plays out, and if she's going to get close to Cersei, or somehow she's going to come in contact with the Hound, or is the Hound going to meet up with Jon Snow? So we'll see. And Sansa did say that, what's his name, Tyrion's a good person, he's different from them, but nobody was trying to hear that. Oh goodness. So what do you guys think is going to happen? And so were you guys happy with this episode? I think this was a good episode. It's moving things along fast, and it's really good. And it was so good to see the wolf. And you really know Arya has changed. She's not the same anymore. She's totally different. And Arya is kind of unrecognizable, and she was unrecognizable to the wolf, but I think he can still sniff a little bit of her, but he was like, I'm not sure, I'm gonna leave you alive or whatever. So maybe her going home might not be so easy for her anymore, because now she's realizing that she's really a different person. She's not the same. Arya's not the same as she used to be. So maybe her wolf will come and save her unexpectedly, because she might, because she's traveling alone by herself, even though she's a warrior. We'll see. But I really want to see her go to Winterfell with the wolves. That would be so nice to see. And then you see, Cersei with, I was thinking that dude was going to make some type of armor that fire cannot come through. But yet he showed her a giant slingshot. Even though it's a nice slingshot for that time of century, it's a decent slingshot or whatever. But I thought he was going to, they can clone a giant and make him all crazy, whatever. I was thinking they was going to have some type of material or something that was going to block the, dragons from burning people, because that's one of the things that people are skeptical about, being on Cersei's side, is because they got dragons. And so, Cersei's like, what? I got some dragons, some stuff that's going to be able to tame the dragons. And she reminds them that, we killed the Mad King and we killed the dragons. The dragons are in the basement. They're in the bottom of the castle. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then also, I think Arya seeing her wolf also was like a metaphor of how the North consistently is easily devoured itself, because you see how Jon Snow switched powers and gave it to Sansa, and now that power might be transferred to Littlefinger, because we don't know how long Jon Snow is going to be gone. and so the snake people, so the snake ladies are dead. Oh my God, it was so crazy how they was attacked. They wasn't even ready. They wasn't even prepared. Euron was like, I'm gonna go get my queen. I'm gonna go get my queen. Euron or Orion, Orion Greyjoy, Euron Greyjoy, he's going to go get his queen, and he's showing that he's a warrior and he's someone good to fight with. And you know, it's also important for, you know, Daenerys to have what's his name, that has the gray scale on him, Jorah. So good to it's so important for her to have Jorah, because now that, you know, the snake people and the Greyjoy, Theon Greyjoy and his sister, Theon is in the water and his sister has been captive. You know, Daenerys loses allies on that part and that end, and it'd be so good for have Jorah back to help her, like a defense team, someone to be able to attack, because now we know Grey Worm is going to be gone. So anyways, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. Game of Thrones was on point. It was so good to see the wolf. It was wonderful to see the wolf. It's just like it's moving fast, and just like I just want Arya and Jon Snow to see each other. Can that happen possibly soon? Anyways, I'm out.